There are many things that an F1 driver can do. They can drive a car really fast. They can be a heartthrob for a 16-year-old on TikTok. They can talk to a camera and not say anything stupid most of the time. But what's one thing that F1 drivers don't really train for? A boxing match. Going into a season, most drivers cut weight. They try and be as lean and as light as possible while still maintaining strength. So boxing isn't really their sport. Me, I'm someone who can drive my Kia Sonoda really fast. I'm not a heartthrob for a 16-year-old on TikTok, and I can kind of talk to a camera. I try and keep in shape by going to the gym, but I'm still not a boxer. So today I'm going to be putting the whole grid up against myself in a boxing ring, and I'm going to be telling you who I'm most likely to beat and who I'm least likely to beat. A very random out-of-pocket video, but this is where I've got to during the off-season, so if you do like the video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. I'm trying to hit new milestones every day. Comment the driver you think you'd be able to take or not take in a boxing match as well. But that's the intro done. Let's get straight into it. We're going to be starting with the driver I'm most likely to beat in a boxing match, and we're going to be finishing with the bloke that would probably flog me. So starting strong or weak, depending on the way you want to put it. P20, I've got Nick de Vries. Now, I think this is probably the best matchup in terms of height and reach, because me, I'm 167 centimeters. What's Nick de Vries? 167. This is like main event, pay-per-view, flyweight or whatever the lowest division is. Honestly, on a good day, I reckon I can take him. He's got the age on me, but in a boxing ring, I reckon I can throw my weight around. I should probably preface that I am a black belt as well, so my ego might be inflated and my head might be a little bit big, but I reckon Nick de Vries, I can take you. P19, it's a little bit out of pocket. I've put George Russell. George Russell can drive, I'll give him that, but I don't reckon he can box. I mean, we've seen him play basketball. He 100% has the reach on me, he 100% has the height, we're probably the same weight, so all I have to do is keep close to him. That's going to be majority of the drivers, just keep close to them, throw body shots because I probably can't reach their head, and hope that his team throw in the towel. George Russell, I reckon I can take you. In 18th place, I'm putting my boy Alex Albon. Again, another driver with reach and height on me. He's a skinny, lanky, long boy with some strength. He's 20 centimeters taller than me, and we are very similar in weight. However, other than F1, I don't think he's very sporty nor coordinated. I mean, he didn't even know the World Cup was on. So Alex, it wouldn't be a fair fight because I would be probably up to your chest, but I reckon I can take you. P17, this one is very brave. He's very low compared to where I thought he would be. I've put Lando Norris. With Lando, there's barely any height disadvantage for myself, maybe just a little bit. I'm hoping because he knows who I am, he would take it a little bit easy on me. My thinking is if I can get the first punch in, his team would throw in the towel. That's what I'm hoping. So P17, Lando Norris, I reckon I can take you. P16, I've put Yuki Sonoda, someone that I'm actually taller than, I probably have the reach advantage on. And to be fair, he was at the bottom of my list until I thought about it. I reckon Yuki Sonoda has the power to kick my ass. He would do some crazy shit that I wouldn't see coming, and I'd be blacked out in, 5 seconds into the fight. I think he can low-key fight. I'd just blink and I'm on the floor. However, with the reach and the height advantage, it would be like a psychological advantage for myself, because I'm not taller than many people. Yuki, I think I can take you. P15, this one's a pretty even playing field, I think. I've put Oscar Piastri. Now that he's finished fighting Alpine and he won that one, I guess I'm the second boss. In Australia, if you don't go to the gym or you don't do boxing, taekwondo, karate, the only way you learn to fight is outside a milk bar. And you learn in Australia, most people can fight. So although I reckon it's a pretty level playing field, if it goes for the distance, if it goes for a long fight, he'd probably wrap me up. But then again, I don't plan on this being a long fight. Oscar, I know it's your first year, sorry mate, but I think I can take you. After Oscar is P14, a very unfair fight by height and reach, and that is Esteban Ocon. I've got some good reasoning behind this, right? I don't think in any world I would ever want to fight Esty Bestie because he's such a good bloke. Met him at the Grand Prix and he's just such a gentleman. However, the only thing I think that scares him more than crashing his car at a really high speed or something like that is being locked in a room with Max Verstappen. If I was to go dressed as Max Verstappen, I think that I would win. I would psych him out. I don't even know if he would fight me. We saw them locked in a room together in Brazil, and to be honest, he didn't really handle that one well. If I can go in acting like I'm Max Verstappen, I have a very good chance here. Esty Bestie, you do have that killer instinct in a car. I don't know if you'd have it in a boxing ring. So P14, Esteban Ocon, I think I can take you. P13, a tall bloke that we didn't really know was tall. Lance Stroll. Lance to me looks like a bit of a sociopath or a psychopath. If I was on the ground bleeding through the nose, I think he would just keep hammering at me. Again, he's got height, he's got reach, and 100% he has the best gear out of anyone. Although I do feel like I could take him. Lance, you're P13 for good reason. I'd like to put you higher, but that's where you're going to stay. P12 going into his second season is Zhou Guanyu. Honestly, Zhou Guanyu looks like he's too nice of a guy to actually hit me. So I wouldn't want this fight to happen under any circumstance, but I put him P12 because I reckon he's probably like 8th on the list, you know, I can probably take him. I feel like we would just be laughing the whole fight, and any punch that I do throw, I wouldn't want to hurt him. He would probably beat everyone that I've already thrown in the ringer, but I reckon, Zhou, I can still beat you. Now P11, it's getting a lot harder, right? P11, I've put Charles Leclerc. This would be kind of a fair fight. I reckon I would run out of gas pretty quick compared to him because he's a very fit bloke, but I would beat him, and I would only throw body shots because I would hate to destroy that moneymaker. Leclerc P11, sorry mate, I think I can take you. Now P10, we're onto the top half of the grid, and this is a driver I think is the last one I could beat. This driver is Lewis Hamilton. Lewis is bloody ripped, and I reckon he would be coordinated in the ring. The only thing is, he would lose his power because he'll have to take his jewellery out. It's like cutting Hercules' hair. I don't think he would be as powerful. This is probably the last fight I would win or come close to. I reckon he might have a shot at just rocking my shit, putting me to bed, but Lewis, P10, I reckon I can just take you. P9's a driver I would probably be psyched out of the boxing match before it even starts. I've put Pierre Gasly. If he come in the right outfit with a pump and like, you know, some veins popping out like he loves to do, maybe a button-up shirt with a few buttons undone, I think I would just call it quits. I wouldn't go into the ring with him. Kind of scary, and I reckon he would rock my shit. Pierre Gasly, you're the first driver on this list who I can say, Pierre Gasly, you can take me. P8 is someone who has been comfortable in the midfield for a lot of their career, and being in P8, it looks like he's comfortable in the midfield in the boxing ring as well. P8, I have the audacity to put Perez. Sergio Perez, very strong bloke, but this is going to be a common theme for the rest of the other 7 drivers left. He has that old man strength. You know, you meet someone old, they might not look strong, but somehow they're always so strong. That's going to be a lot of the drivers in the ring. And to be honest, I reckon he would flog me. Anyone with this old man strength, it's just scary, man. I wouldn't want to fight him. I wouldn't want to fight anyone of his age either. But I know the only thing getting him through that boxing match is getting drunk with everyone on tequila that night to celebrate an easy win. And I think that's exactly what he would do to me. Sergio Perez in P8. You can take me. Now P7, this bloke is the only one on the list that doesn't conform to that old man strength, and that's because I reckon he's so underrated with how he would perform in a boxing ring. P7, I bet you didn't even know I missed him yet. Logan Sargent. Again, I just reckon he would be so underrated in a boxing ring. If he wasn't an F1 driver, honestly reckon he could be a boxer. He's American, and all these jock high school Americans, they somehow end up doing wrestling. I don't know if it's real or if it's just in the movies. Let me know in the comments. But I reckon in a boxing ring, he would absolutely flog me. So P7 is hard to admit, but Logan Sargent, you can take me. P6, someone who, again, could easily take me. I would be absolutely flogged, but I reckon if I was down, he would keep hitting me. And you might not think this. This is very out of pocket, and I'm sorry, but it's Carlos Sainz. He's so sweet. He looks so handsome. Like, he looks so soft and trim and proper. But I reckon in a boxing ring, he would, like, the gloves would come off. You know, he's chill, but he's almost too chill. To the point where if he was to put on some boxing gloves, he would go ham. I just reckon if he decided to throw a punch, it would hurt. And I've put him just below the next driver at P5 for good reason. The next driver in P5 is Valtteri Bottas. I reckon it's almost the exact same thing. Super chill, super nice, but if he was to throw a punch, it would bloody hurt. He's chill, but almost, you know, too chill. You know, Bottas has that old man strength and he's also got that cycling endurance. If somehow I managed to make it to the last round or the distance, he would flog me in the last round because he's got that endurance. Not to mention, for all of these drivers, their reflexes are insane. I don't actually know if I could catch them. If I threw a punch, they would see it coming before I knew I was throwing it. So Sainz in P6 and Bottas in P5, 100% you guys can take me. There's only 4 drivers left, and I'm going to give you P3 and P4 at the same time. P4, Nico Hülkenberg, and P3, suck my balls mate, Kevin Magnussen. Now I've put these two together for a reason. Nico Hülkenberg, he confronted Kevin Magnussen and handled it like a boss. Kevin Magnussen was confronted by Nico Hülkenberg and handled it like a boss. They've both got that old man strength. The only thing Kevin's got is that daddy strength. Now that he's a father, he's just going to be a whole lot stronger. He's just leveled up a little bit more than Nico Hülkenberg. And the cojones on Kevin Magnussen to take a year off, come to a wet Brazil, put it on pole on the Friday before the sprint race. It's just, he's just leveled up more than Nico Hülkenberg. Although both are strong in their own right, I reckon they would both fuck me up. Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen, you can both take me. We're now on to first and second, and both of these drivers, it would be my worst nightmare to be stuck in a ring with either of them. I think if I was stuck in the ring with both of them, I would die. So we're going to start with P2, and for good reason, it is Fernando Alonso. This guy is a killer. He says whatever he wants over the radio. He acts however he wants in front of any camera or any microphone. He says what he likes. He says what he thinks. And I think if he gets into a boxing ring, he would just do what he wants. Again, he's got that old man strength. He's driving like he's 20. There's no reason why he can't box like he's 20. The only thing he's got now is that old man strength. I reckon he could take the other 18 drivers that have been said. I don't know about P1. Fernando Alonso in P2, you can definitely take me. In P1, it never really was anyone else, was it? There was never anyone that you would put first other than this guy. P1, Max Verstappen. Just like we've seen all of 2022, he's on top of another list. He killed it in the Drivers' Championship. He absolutely flogged everyone. He chose to be locked in a room with Ocon and absolutely scared the pants off him. I reckon if I was put in a ring with this guy, I would die. If he's seen some of my TikToks as well, he would go even harder. He would just punch me until my neck breaks. Although Ocon's decision was influenced by what they did in Brazil, it's the same thing here. Because that happened, it makes me a little bit more scared of him as well. You see how he drives, he bullies people. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that's his driving, technique, and that's just how he drives. Verstappen is one scary Dutch motherfucker, and Verstappen 100%. You can take me. The only way I'll be fighting this guy is in a boxing simulator, which is virtual. There we go, first video done in the specs. I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys liked this video. If you want more out-of-pocket, random, funny videos like this, it's very easy. All you have to do is let me know down in the comments that you want more of this type of video during the off season. Let me know in the comments if you could take any of the drivers I couldn't. Let me know if you have a different list. And most importantly, if you did enjoy and you want weekly Formula 1 content on your YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you're notified when I upload. Other than that, guys, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Look after yourselves. I've been F1 Luke Sam, and you guys have been amazing. Stay safe.